be.
It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
And it is TGI Friday. Celebration is required, right?
Thank God.
It's in order, I think, Diana. It's been
We
a long
made
week.
it. We made it.
We made it. And everybody made it with us. So congratulations, everybody.
Much rejoicing.
That's right. We're with Diana Tyndall from Modern Day Marketing yet again. Thank you for filling in all week. This will be fun. We've got a bunch to tell you about today. So why don't we get started?
I'm ready.
Something is not adding up when it comes to tax money coming in from Springfield's 3% sales tax on marijuana. According to the city, several licensed sellers of marijuana in Springfield are not paying the sales tax on recreational marijuana the way they should. The city is currently trying to figure out why its actual numbers of tax revenue are far below what was predicted to come in before it passed. So that's interesting and worth watching. It's the numbers are way down. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Follow the money.
That's right. And then there's this, a tornado caught on camera touching down in Joplin yesterday. Did you see that?
No,
there was a camera stationed at the Joplin Regional Airport, and it recorded the phenomenon at about 2:00 yesterday afternoon. There were some homes damaged by high wind in that tornado. We don't know what the National Weather Service is going to rate it, EF 1, 2, 3, probably a 1, but we'll see what they rate it. But it was you could see it right there on camera. It was weird.
Always so scary. I feel like those moments, you feel like you're in the movie Twister, you know?
Right.
Well, Missouri voters will likely decide at the polls this November whether to legalize sports gambling in the state. The group supporting the idea turned in more than the number of signatures that they needed on a petition to put it on the ballot. The ballot question will ask voters whether they want to let Missouri's 13 casinos and 6 professional sports franchises offer in-person and online gambling to people 21 and up. So we'll see how that goes.
It's so interesting to me that the sports teams are on board with it. When I was I went to school. I went to college at UNLV in Las Vegas, and at the time, sports and gambling, like they didn't mix. There was sports gambling at casinos, but you couldn't bet on UNLV. They were just trying to avoid what could look like it was shady.
Yeah.
And it's weird to me, having lived in Las Vegas, just how far we've come. It's a complete opposite now, where soon you'll be able to, it sounds like, bet at the baseball game or at the basketball game or at the football game.
I don't know what they're going to do, but I think it's huge. It's huge that they have like the whole fantasy sports and the, people playing it learn the players. And so I can see why that could be a good thing. I mean, I can see how it can be a bad thing with gambling because that's not a good thing because some people have a very addictive personality or nature.
That's one of the issues. The other thing is it leads to, money is everybody's going after money. So it's easy for the games to be tainted the more prevalent it is, especially when it comes to what are these things called proposition bets. So a proposition bet is a bet you can make on a player. For instance, I believe this, will this player score more or less above or below 22 points in a game? Now,
I would lose so much money. I wouldn't even know.
Well, but the people who do know. And the problem is that the player can affect that very easily.
And so he can be bought. Is that what you're saying? Oh,
yeah. That's already
put that together.
They just threw a player out of the NBA for good for doing that exact thing.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. It just makes it referees you can have problems with. I don't know. I liked it better when you couldn't bet even on UNLV in Las Vegas.
Well,
I'm an old guy.
Let's turn to this. We've told you about speaking of gambling, it can lead to some not good things, but the police department, it has 56 open positions that they still need to fill. And now they actually have a plan to do it. So that's encouraging. The department says that they want to incentivize jobs with cash bonuses. Officers that transfer from another department would receive a bonus of, get this, $10,000. I'm hearing a ton of people transfer right now.
Yeah. Right.
New recruits would receive $5,000 bonus, and each would get the money when they complete training at the academy. The department also wants to reimburse student loans for new officers up to $2,500 a year and $12,500 total. Because obviously, city council still has to approve the incentive plan, but sounds like they got a great plan in place. I mean, money talks. So.
Just like the last story, money talks. You're exactly right. It gets people's attention, and
And you can get
they
it in
go
a legal
after
way.
it. Exactly. We'll see what happens with that. About 700 people gathered in Springfield yesterday to take part in the National Day of Prayer. The Springfield Prayer Breakfast featured author and evangelist Beth Moore. She talked about the importance of prayer to change a community. There were several prayers offered by the large group, each one focusing on different areas of the community. From local to state to federal, all the leaders and law enforcement and everything was prayed for. Diana was there. I was there. And it was a really nice event.
It was so neat. I didn't have any time to really talk to Beth, but I did happen to lend her a pen for another person who wanted her book signed. So she has touched my pen. Now, I didn't get an autograph. I didn't get an autograph, but it was neat. It was neat. And she was ever so pleasant, and I think offered some really encouraging words and obviously prayer. So
you've been a Beth Moore fan of her Bible studies and stuff, right?
Yeah, I've done several of them. And she just is like, she's just like a good girlfriend, that just tells you how it is and breaks down scripture and the Bible in a way that it's really easy to understand. So, makes it practical. So I like it.
Sarah's in Egypt, or else she would have been there. But she's always liked Beth Moore. And on our last trip together last fall, Sarah was listening to her audiobook of the book that she actually was giving out at the breakfast. And she's such a good storyteller, Beth Moore is. That Sarah had me listen to some of it and say, listen to just how good she is. And she really was. It was my first time really hearing her. But she was great at the breakfast yesterday.
Yeah, it was powerful.
Yeah. Okay. The Ozark Square could soon get a new building to replace the one that collapsed in December of 2022. An architecture firm called Torgerson Design has drawn up plans for a second time now and submitted them to the city for approval. Since the square is in a historic district there, the Ozark Board of Aldermen gets to approve or deny plans for new buildings on the square because they want them to kind of fit the look. The board denied the firm's last attempt. So Torgerson went back and redesigned the two-story building to look more historic and to better match the existing buildings on the square. So I think this one, my guess is it will pass because it's the red brick and it just looks like it fits in a little bit more as a brand new building on the old square.
There you go. Well, interest rate is staying put again. The Federal Reserve refused to lower the interest rate, blaming inflation that remains high. The Feds kept the key rate at a 20-year high of 5.3%. The inflation rate remains high, as does the interest rate, causing the consumer confidence level to drop again in the month of April. You've heard us talking about this already this week.
Yeah, we've had a rough stretch.
Yeah.
And it continues.
Yeah.
It continues. Missouri State's basketball team has also had a rough stretch. They're trying to turn it around. And the new team is beginning to take shape in the first few weeks of head coach Conzo Martin's tenure. He just signed a 6'7" forward, a 6'5" forward this week, making them the 6th and 7th players that he has now signed as head coach again. So far, the Bears have one player using his final year of eligibility, 2 incoming freshmen, and 4 players with 2 years of eligibility left. So that's good. This, of course, is Conzo Martin's second time at the helm of the Bears. He coached 3 seasons from 2008 through 2011 before leaving to coach at the universities of Tennessee, California, and Missouri. So we're wishing him the best of luck.
Yeah, cool.
Be fun to watch. If you love the 80s, and boy, I do, that was my heyday decade. It was so much fun. The music was great. Everything was great in the 80s. Then you need to know about a 5-day event that's coming to Branson in August.
Ooh.
It's called Retromania Live, and it's 5 glorious days of 80s music.
Oh my gosh.
Listen to this. Featured performers include Night Ranger, Starship, Tiffany, Vince Neil from Motley Crue, Lou Graham from Foreigner, Quiet Riot, Bobby Brown, and others.
Wow. What a
Also,
lineup.
80s covers bands, Members Only, and the Dirty Saints will also be performing 80s music. And Pauly Shore will be there doing stand-up comedy.
Buddy.
Right. You remember Pauly Shore?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I hate that guy. I hate that guy.
What did he do to you?
I've never liked Pauly Shore. I've
Was
just
a
never liked him.
buddy. Probably because he always kind of looked stoned and
Yeah,
a little
doing
too
the California thing.
yeah, a little
It
too
didn't. It
cool.
didn't work for me. I was never a fan. At any rate, he's going to be there. You can check out tickets at retromanialive.com.
Wow. Well, we know you'll be there. So if you missed the last Clean Green Springfield junk drop off, well, tomorrow is your day. It is happening from 8 to 2 tomorrow. You can get rid of your bulky items and hard to dispose of junk. The city will accept tires, mattresses, general trash, and bulky items. So grab your trash, junk, mattresses, all the things, and take it to 404 North Jefferson in downtown Springfield. Obviously, this is a free service for Springfield residents that makes the city look cleaner. So if you see that thing on the side of the road that shouldn't be there, that is a mattress or tires, be a good neighbor and just pick it up. And if it's like, not on someone else's property, but take it.
I was just helping you. Your yard's a mess.
Where'd all my stuff go?
It's amazing how many mattresses you'll see on the road as you're driving.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's gross.
Yeah. Well, after you drop off your junk, you can go get some fair food at the 9th annual Corn Dog Kickoff at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. You don't have to wait for the fair to enjoy endless fair food and beverages that you can taste while enjoying live music, probably some of it from the 80s if they're lucky. Also there, they will be announcing the lineup for the grandstand stage at the 88th annual Ozark Empire Fair. So that is at the fairgrounds tomorrow. So you can enjoy that.
Yeah, there's a lot of really fun events happening this weekend. Oh my goodness. Also tomorrow, kids can meet your local first responders at the and emergency workers at Rutledge Wilson Farm Park from 10 to 2. We've talked about that already this week. Also happening in a park is Gigs in the Garden this Sunday at 2 p.m. It's a concert that is put on and I think helps Friends of the Garden and Sister Cities. It is at the Springfield Botanical Gardens at Nathaniel Green Memorial Park. And then tonight, May the 4th be with you, right? But it's actually May 3rd. So I don't know why but it's put on by the Library Center. It's happening at 6:30 tonight. They're doing Star Wars trivia, and I'm sure that's going to be fun for Star Wars fans out there. And then lastly, we got Cinco de Mayo. So there's Salsa Fest happening at Relic Event Center, I think from 1 to 4. I found all of these events at aroundtheozarks.com. Their calendar is awesome and it gave me all the info, and I'm sure some of these cost money, some of them are free, so go online to find out more info.
Yeah, aroundtheozarks.com is a great place to find out what's happening. That's where we get a lot of our weekend events to tell you about. You can also do it on the free Around the Ozarks app, and while you're there, you can register Mom for a fantastic Mother's Day giveaway that we're doing. We are giving away a $150 gift card for a flower arrangement from the Flower Merchant, which does a great job putting those flowers together, and a $50 gift card to Civil Kitchen. So flowers and dinner for Mom, and it ain't going to cost you a thing, but it's $200 worth. So you do that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Get your mom registered. I was going to tell you, I picked up the Flower Merchant gift certificate to give to this lucky winner today, or
cool.
Whatever they're going to give it away. So I have it. I'm going to turn it into the radio station to give it to a winner. And I ran into the owner, and maybe you can give your mom these things. This was new to me. It's called nosegay. Have you heard of nosegay?
Nosegay.
Nose.
I don't believe
like
that I
nose,
have.
like your nose on your face. and gay, like gay,
Gay.
Gay.
Nose gay.
They're
Like
like
happy.
yeah, like happy. So it's a thing with prom now. So instead of like corsages, I mean, you could buy your mom a lot of these if you wanted, but they're like mini bouquets. And I said, nosegay. I've never heard of that in my life. And he said, and I had to write this down so I get it right. He said they're small bouquets that the wealthy way back when would carry around with them as they were walking around so they wouldn't have to smell the stink in the streets or others around them. They would hold up the flowers, the roses, to their nose. So it would be their nose right under their nose, and it would make them so gay and happy. Isn't that interesting?
Is that right?
It's true. I mean, it comes from the guy who makes flower bouquets, so of course it's true.
But I mean, that's happening now. They're doing that. They're doing that again.
I don't think they're doing that now. But
okay.
It's now trendy. So instead of like corsages, because it's prom season, there's a lot of prom happening. So instead of corsages for girls and ladies out there, it's now the little bouquets. It's the nosegay.
Well, so they are doing it now. They're doing it for high school kids, but they hold it. They hold the bouquet like a.
No, they don't have to hold it up to their nose like
bride.
Well, maybe if the guy they're with is stinky.
It stinks.
I mean, in some situations, let's face it.
But that's wild that's coming back. Who knew?
Axe body spray. Yeah, who knows?
Who knew? When I was young, it was always get my mom a corsage for Mother's Day because moms loved, for whatever reason, corsages. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And then when I was in high school for prom and stuff, it was the wrist corsage that became popular. Because there was no place to pin it anymore.
Well, I went to school in Texas, and they would have my senior year, and they would have these huge like sashes. I'm not even joking. There would be huge sashes filled with these beautiful flowers, like pinned all over. I mean, you're carrying this giant heavy sash filled with flowers. I forget what they were called, but that's been like 24 years ago. So
that would be for like a prom situation,
like kind of graduations. It seems like, yeah, it was just and maybe prom. It's been so long ago, Ethan. I don't even remember.
Well, everything's bigger in Texas, is what they say. So
there's your word of the day. Yeah, word of the day. Nosegay.
Nosegay. Okay, now I know.
Yeah.
As does everybody who enjoys Around the Ozarks in 5. Speaking of 5, we're way above 5. So that'll do it for this week and this Friday. Thank you so much for being with us, Diana. Thank you for filling in.
You're welcome.
For Sarah. Lord willing, she'll be back Monday. If Diana's back Monday, we got a problem.
Well, we'll hope she has a good flight.
We'll fill you in there. I hope she has a good flight as well. And thank you so much for filling in. We appreciate you. We have fun doing it. And we'll have you back for sure.
Okay. Have a great weekend.
All right. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. And we'll see you right back here bright and early on Monday. See ya.